Okay, guys, musical theater's back.
It's back.
So how do we feel about Cynthia Erivo's, I would say, deviation from the form in the finale of Defying Gravity?
You have to, though. You have to put your freaking stamp on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was the moment that made me cry.
It wasn't it was and I thought that was interesting.
I can be honest with you. I almost started crying as soon as the movie started.
I agree.
Really?
The wonder.
I think it's also been like a stressful couple weeks for me. So I think and I had to go, Becky and I had to go separately just because of baby stuff. So I was
We're talking
alone.
about Wicked.
Yeah, we're talking about Wicked. And
Context for the
you couldn't
audience.
tell I was screaming. But just the beginning of it, the amount of music and color and energy, I almost felt like was just such a release of positivity that had nothing to do with the stress of life, and it almost made me start crying immediately.
I agree. I think it was
and I was like,
emotional.
Keith, you cannot cry. You're literally between a sea of strangers. You cannot start crying before anything has happened.
Someone tweets you.
You'll
I saw
look
Keith crying
insane.
alone at Wicked.
Keith was, the movie had barely begun. It was just the overture, and Keith was crying.
There's something about an overture, though, that taps into your emotions because a good overture calls into memory the entire musical journey you're about to be on, and therefore the entire emotional journey.
Yeah, so if you are familiar with the musical and you've seen it, and maybe I saw it in high school, and I think it was the first musical I saw that wasn't like an older musical. I had seen Les Mis
It's modern.
and Phantom and 1776 for some reason, and then I saw Wicked, and I was like, holy shit, this is like so different and magical and fun, and it was also playing off of Wizard of Oz, so there's all the little inside jokes in it, and I just felt like it really connected me to musical theater in a way that I had not yet been connected to it.
I started crying right as soon as the Shadow the Hedgehog trailer played.
Yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog is sick.
When I saw
Very excited for Shadow the Hedgehog, guys. I wonder if Amy Rose is going to be there. Sonic's hot girlfriend.
that'll be the post bump.
I was
That's what they've been doing. At
my
first it was
God.
like, by the way, Knuckles is coming, and then the next one was like, by the way, Shadow's coming, and then this one's gonna be like, by the way, Sonic fucks.
Because Sonic does fuck Amy Rose, who has a hammer.
I will say, this set of trailers, especially, and every trailer nowadays, is like a thing you already know,
Yes.
a sequel, a prequel, a side story of things you already know.
Yeah.
It was all exclusively things that already have two versions of their IP already done.
Yeah.
But I do think Wicked was a playbook for how to recycle IP because I think they elevated
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
they
it's
made
elevated.
it better,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
they
yes.
explained it better.
And it's also not, it hasn't been a movie yet.
Yeah,
Which is
and
surprising.
it's democratizes Wicked because a bunch of people haven't seen it, and so now I can talk to anybody about it, and not just people who've seen it in 8th grade like me.
Exactly. And by the way, I will say, Zach, I would love to humbly request to watch the Minecraft movie and Beyond Guilty Pleasures to discuss it.
Oh,
It looks pretty wild.
permission granted. I thought you were
It's
gonna ask
to be horrible.
I thought you were gonna ask to be on the Wicked episode because I'm like, oh, we did record that last night.
No, I understand that.
Jack
Probably
Black
what's done.
is like cashing it all in right now because he's in the Satan Santa movie that no one heard about because it had no marketing.
Mhm.
Is that out?
Yes,
No,
it's out and it's streaming, straight to streaming.
Oh, that's a
Big Red
you
or
hate
something?
to see
I
that.
don't remember. Yeah,
No,
something
that
like
is
that.
the Dwayne one.
And he's going to be in Minecraft, and he's been in so many fun things, but he's just letting the money fall straight into his mouth.
He needs a boat.
He's been Bowser. So once you're Bowser, you can do anything.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, honestly, it's like when you're that rich, if you're Jackie B, I think he's just making movies for his kids.
Exactly. Yeah, he's doing kids movies, and he's having a blast and making money, and kids love him. He's a great actor for kids,
yeah,
right?
he's
He's
awesome.
got so much energy. He has a great look. He has a great voice. He's so rock and roll. He's great.
He's so rock and roll.
I love Jack Black personally. And once I saw him walking through Los Feliz, and he looked like himself dialed to 1,000. He was wearing a tie-dye shirt, gigantic can headphones, walking down the street with a pep in his step, long socks, cargo shorts, bright red sneakers. Just absolutely looked like he was cosplaying Jack Black.
That's so funny.
It was
It's like
amazing.
AI Jack Black.
Okay, guys, I have first of all, first of all, very exciting episode. We've got lots
Okay.
planned. However, before we get into that, it is the holiday season.
Yeah.
Yes, guys.
Speak on that, Miles. Are you
that
so
was all.
excited?
I was just supporting
Santa.
Santa.
Yeah.
Santa or panda?
I would
Santa
say
or-
Santa or
Is
Panda.
it Santa or is it a panda?
Wait, Rainie, is it? And I hate to, and if it's not, that's fine.
Yeah.
but we missed Thanksgiving. No, excuse me. We missed Halloween this year.
We missed Thanksgiving.
We missed Thanksgiving, which is sort of a leap year.
Yeah.
But there is a cookie holiday coming up
There is.
for spooky or kooky. And I'm just wondering if today's the if it's not, that's fine.
You know what? I think we can do this. We'll do an extended version of Spooky or Kooky. And we're going to decide if Keith's story is spooky or kooky.
Oh.
And Keith's
really
story
good. Oh.
is how Christmas is actually related to shrooms.
Oh, I love talking about this.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to hear the story, but I just want you to know that if there's not another true spooky or kooky after this,
Yeah.
then I'm not okay calling this spooky or kooky.
I will burn down the studio. If spooky or kooky doesn't happen in 2024, I will set ablaze an
It'll
arson.
have to happen.
I want to hear Keith's story. I just don't really want it to have the pressure of carrying the whole spooky or kooky mantle.
Okay.
And if I know that more spooky or kooky follows his story, now I'm amped.
I can write spooky or kooky in between the episodes when people go piss. I will do it in the next one.
Okay, so I do want to talk about this, and this is how current Christmas stuff, but specifically Santa Claus, some people think is related to a specific type of magic mushroom. And
So this is, to be clear, a presentation that you've put together and alerted to Rainie that you wanted to put on the pod?
I wouldn't phrase it like that. It's a thing that I've talked about, and I mentioned to you.
Yeah.
When did I talk about
You
it? And you
just-
said you
yeah.
should talk about it on the tripod. I'm
You
like,
corner
hell yeah.
employees and tell them about this.
No, this was actually a very sweet moment when Keith was being held in Devin's office. We sort of had the tiniest little room available, and like 18 people were in it, including Keith. And so he
Why?
was telling me this because the
Shoots.
whole office was being taken up. So everybody who has to work from here with the server was all in Devin's office. And so Keith was eating cookies, Christmas cookies, and he was explaining to us.
And they sucked. First of
Yeah,
all, the
they
Christmas
were
cookies
bad.
we had were so bad in the office, and I was talking about how bad they were. I'm trying to read the National Geographic version of this because that's a more reputable source, but we're not going to be able to because I got to log in. I don't have one, so we're going to go with fungifoundation.org.
Ooh.
But this is the influence of hallucinogenic mushrooms on Christmas. And I'll give you the TLDR, but I didn't write this, I didn't come up with this, but this is a thing that people believe. There is a type of psychedelic mushroom that's somewhere in a Arctic climate, so close north. So north of here, right? Places where there are fir trees and pine trees. And there are a people that used to consume these mushrooms. Now, these mushrooms that are psychedelic are actually very, very toxic. So some of the ways that people consume them is by hanging them on trees to dry.
Mistletoe.
And the trees, or even just ornaments, the trees they have are those fir trees. And there used to be a shaman who would collect these and distribute them to people. And they look like, and the mushrooms that these specifically are the like Mario mushroom, the red and white mushroom. Very like, they look like Santa, and the shaman would dress like the mushroom as well to sort of be a part of this mushroom distribution celebration in the winter because it was really harsh, and so people needed an escape, so they would literally hallucinate. Now, also, these mushrooms are eaten by what animal? Reindeer.
No way.
That's crazy.
And somehow the reindeer do not die from eating these mushrooms, but their pee still has hallucinogenic
Looks like
properties.
candy canes.
Nope. Still has hallucinogenic properties. And so people sometimes can drink the pee of the reindeer.
It's like drinking milk.
Right. But when the reindeer eat the mushrooms, they do get ridiculous and they jump all over the goddamn place. So people are as if they're trying to fly.
What country is this from, Keith? Like, is it, you can't just make up
That's
this
so
fucking
cool.
brigadoon ass.
So people say this is Siberia.
Okay.
But like close to the North Pole.
Wow.
The indigenous people of the North Pole, they have similar traditions which were around these mushrooms. And eventually, so Christianity, as it spread, they would go into places and kind of convince people that the way they celebrated was the way that you celebrate at Christian holidays too.
Right.
So they would come up and say like, actually, we do that. You're already celebrating Christmas, so you're actually celebrating the birth of Jesus, and that's how strong God is. God is having you celebrate in this way, even though Jesus was born in July. So why would it make it? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. But they would convince these people that they were doing it, and then those traditions actually came back and became a part of Christian tradition. So the Santa Claus, and then there also is Saint Nicholas. He was a real Catholic saint who also dressed similarly. They kind of combined those characters, and as history progressed, this mushroom shaman and this Catholic saint saint, became the same human and did the same things. And the
blowing my
saint
mind.
was supposedly like dropped presents into children's houses. Well, the shaman was apparently bringing mushrooms.
The shaman gave mushrooms to kids, or what's up there?
I think everyone took the mushrooms
Sick.
because this was thousands of years ago. They weren't like
Do
stopping
you-
the children from imbibing poisons. People only lived to like 25.
Yeah, it's like party while you're alive,
Be
right?
7, live a little.
Yeah.
Do you know at what point? Because I know that a lot of Christmas was taken from paganism.
Paganism as well. And it's all about the winter solstice, right? So people were always celebrating that something's different going on, especially like in the North Pole. It probably got super dark or super light, whatever's happening at that time of year there, right? Because they either have permanent night or permanent day. So I think back then, before science, they're like, well, this is cosmic. This is God doing something. So we need to celebrate this changeover of the year, this solstice, this shortest day. And there must be something happening that's bigger, so they celebrate it in whatever way they celebrate it. And now we celebrate Christmas. It's very close to the winter solstice. It's basically the solstice celebration.
I've always been saying.
Yeah. So all these like holiday things, they're all kind of just an amalgamation of old traditions that we've forced into a new one. Oh, and also one of the ways they dried the mushrooms was by hanging them in socks by the fireplace. So the fire would dehydrate the mushrooms, but not burn the mushrooms.
Wait, this is nuts.
Isn't this crazy?
That's so fun.
And that's why I think everyone has like this crazy like Christmas, the Christmas cheer even, I think relates to people hallucinating.
Hey, guys, you know what that means? We've got to take a bunch of mushrooms and jump on the pod and talk about what we're grateful for Halloween.
We should do Mushroom Christmas, and then YouTube can't demonetize it because this is
It's Christmas.
It's religion. It's religious.
Oh.
That's exactly right. Well, Keith, I was
Only on
The
Christmas.
loophole.
Only on Christmas can you celebrate mushrooms on YouTube.
And guys, if any of you out there, if you do celebrate Mushroom Christmas with your family this year, let us know.
let us know in the comments. No, Keith, what you were saying reminded me actually of a fun little fact that I learned recently about a town in Norway. In 2019, citizens of Sumarøy, a small island in northern Norway, crushed their clocks and watches. Some of them shoved the timepieces in their drawers, dreaming that they wouldn't take these out again. They were determined to toss away time into bins and make all local timekeepers out of duty. So they abolished time.
What?
Because it was during a time when there's like weeks and weeks and weeks of daylight.
Right.
So there is no nighttime.
Oh
so they
my
were like,
gosh.
let's just abolish time.
How do you
And-
get so many people to agree with that?
That is
They
my
were like,
dream.
basically, like they're probably like, okay, I go to sleep, I wake up, but like I'm not supposed to be up. But it doesn't matter. None of this matters anymore because
Yeah.
it's just daytime.
Right.
So
like sleep when you're tired, eat when you're hungry, whatever.
Right. Whatever.
Whoa.
Go open a restaurant when it's open.
Just
you know.
go by your whims.
How do you make a reservation?
Really good point.
How do you meet up with anybody?
You don't.
You don't.
You just go to the tavern.
You just go.
You just go. Honestly, the idea that before clocks, phones, etc., you would just go. That's awesome to me. I remember my dad telling me stories about being like, when I was a child and we couldn't find our friend, it was an adventure.
Oh, that's cute.
It was like we would just go to the mall and hope they were there. And that's
Right.
interesting to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but also might be kind of lonely. Do phones make you lonely or less lonely? It's an age-old question.
Way lonelier.
Way
Yeah.
lonelier.
Because it wasn't lonely because you'd go to your neighbor's house and you'd be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
let's walk to wherever it was. Also, there's nothing to do on your phone in your home.
Right, so you're out and
Everyone's
about.
Yeah, everyone's out and about unless you're reading a book.
If you could abolish time, what would you do with your not time?
Excuse me. What you just said was, are you fucking baked, Zach?
Are you on mushrooms?
Are you on
Are you
mushrooms?
celebrating
right now?
Christmas early? It's not Christmas yet.
If you could abolish time, what would you do with your not time? If you could abolish the structure of time, what would I do with it?
Like I'm trying to think how that would impact my life positively and negatively. Okay, positively, it'd be like I would like to play now, and I wouldn't have the
You don't have to clock in.
You 7?
How much time are you spending playing right
I
now?
would like to play.
I would like to play.
I would like to eat now. Like, okay, those are the things that would go away, right? Like you don't eat at dinner time and lunchtime. You
Yes.
eat when you are hungry. You work when I feel like I would work too much, but in a world without time, maybe I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I think they work less in Norway. I think it's culturally they.
Yeah,
work
I mean,
less.
I think of how Henry and I imagine Julian's like this too.
Yes.
Like, doesn't understand that certain activities can't happen at certain times.
Agreed.
He'd be like, bubbles. I'm like, we're putting you in pajamas right now.
Yeah, we're not
He's
even
not-
putting out bubbles.
But it's dark. It's not time for bubbles.
No.
Bubbles are in the daytime or
Well,
like right
says who?
before breakfast. Bubbles. Like, no breakfast.
Exactly.
Bubbles.
correct. Yeah. Outside is when he says. It'll be 3 a.m. Outside.
Outside.
So, but like,
no,
with,
can't
we're
go
actually not
outside.
going to go outside, bud.
Outside.
Outside. I know. You want to go outside.
bubbles.
Bubbles.
With time, we can say, hey, Rainie, Keith, and Miles, let's go see the 6 p.m. showing of Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Without time,
We just go to a movie theater.
but how would we even know?
we watch what's there. Well,
watch
I think
what's
we're
there.
sort of imagining a world without phones.
The movie's playing soon. It starts
No.
soon.
Or it might start in an hour and you walk around and go to Charlotte Russe.
I think the idea was, by the way, I love Charlotte Russe. I think the idea was that. I remember in high school, me being with the gals at the mall when we go to Charlotte Russe. And I'm
Yeah.
like, wow.
Did
Look
you-
at
did
me
you buy
on the
some-
town with the
Yeah.
gals.
It's the holidays, and a great gift if you're trying to figure out that right gift for that perfect person. You want to give them a really great gift. Try Masterclass. It's a gift that's always on time and lasts a lifetime. You can't do it better than Masterclass. With Masterclass, your loved ones can learn from the best to become their best. Masterclass is the only streaming platform where you can learn and grow with over 200 of the world's best. You're really gifting unlimited learning. You can learn from any Masterclass instructor anywhere on a smartphone, computer, smart TV, or even in audio mode. It's the holidays, you're drinking some wine, but I don't always know everything about wine that I want to know. So I recommend, if you're like me, a sommelier's snob-free guide to wine with Emily Wines. I picked up some great tips on picking, pairing, and pouring. It's really a perfect gift for the wine lover in your life. Plus, there's no risk. Every new membership comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Give your loved ones a year of learning with Masterclass. Masterclass always has great offers during the holidays, sometimes up to as much as 50% off. Head over to masterclass.com/tripod for the current offer. That's up to 50% off at masterclass.com/tripod, masterclass.com/tripod. The holidays are here. It's time for us to look back on the year before, but also it's time to look ahead to the year we're about to hit. And you never know what's going to happen the next year, so you always want to have a higher credit score. I, in my young adulthood, didn't build the credit the way that I should have. When we bought a house, mine wasn't as good as Becky's, and I really felt like, dang, I really should have been better about building my credit. And a great way to do it is with the Chime Secured Credit Builder Visa Credit Card. Start building credit with your holiday purchases and regular on-time payments, all with no annual fees, interest, or credit check at chime.com/tryguys. It has no annual fees, interest, or credit check to apply. You can use it everywhere Visa credit cards are accepted. You can build credit using your own money. And you can use Chime to pay anyone, Chime members or not, and cash out your money fee-free. Turn your holiday purchases into steps toward your financial goals with Chime Secure Credit Card. Get started today at chime.com/tryguys. That's chime.com/tryguys. Chime. Feels like progress. The Chime Credit Builder Visa Credit Card is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. Chime checking account and qualifying direct deposit required to apply. Late payment may negatively impact your credit score. Results may vary. Early access to direct deposit funds depends on payer. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal and OTC advance fees may apply. Bank ranking and number of ATMs according to U.S. News and World Report 2023.
But I think it's more like you're abolishing the idea of day and night, maybe, and the constraints of time. But you maybe keep time as like we can go.
But they were
here.
smashing their watches.
I guess they were smashing their watches, which is weird.
And they were abolishing the timekeepers.
That's
I think that's
part.
what you said.
Really, by the way, they hung their local timekeeper.
They killed all the
killed
time.
all the
All the time wardens were driven out of town.
We abolished time. It's like a horrifying prospect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do with that extra time.
It's a good YouTube video. I lived without time.
It
I was going to
feels-
say I lived without time for 24 hours, but you can't do
That's
that.
a great title.
That's so funny though.
I lived without time for a week.
Well, you
How
know what
long
it
has
would
it
be? It
been?
would be you go to like a fucking
place.
island.
Yeah.
And it's like, honestly, I've always admired the cowboys. They go to sleep when it's dark out.
Yes.
And they wake up at dawn.
Uh-huh.
I like that. And they sleep under a tree with a hat
But
just
this ain't that. It's always sunlight. So now you have nothing to tether you
Yeah, we
because
could go to Alaska and do a 24-hour challenge, which is just can you count 24 hours out?
that's
oh,
so
like
stupid.
what time?
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Like I want you to live for 24 hours, and I
Yeah.
want you to basically hit this button when you think it's been 24 hours.
Oh, that's
I think
really
Closest
interesting.
to 24 hours wins $1 million.
I feel like the day you go crazy. After like 5
Yeah.
days, I feel like I'd be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
There is that awesome movie, 30 Days of Night, where it's about a town in Alaska where there are 30 days of night consecutively because of the way the sun works.
Vampires.
And vampires descend on the town and kill everybody.
Really?
It makes
it's
sense.
awesome.
It's a perfect place for them. That's
right.
It's sort of like their
True
feast.
story.
True story. It
True
happened.
story.
It really did, my friend said.
Yeah.
It said.
That's why you don't hear much from Alaska.
No, you don't.
You really don't hear much out of them.
You know-
Vampires are always eating them up.
I think I've been recently wowed, Keith, by places I don't even think about that much.
Really? Which
I've
ones?
been like, whoa, a small. What's up there? Looking at the map and going, what's
Right.
up there?
What's over there?
You guys be looking
yeah.
at maps lately?
That's
Yeah.
actually really cool.
Yeah. I was on a plane and there was a map and I was sort of like, I actually didn't know these places were here. And then I went to Europe and I checked that out and then I got bored.
I peeped on over there.
Yeah.
Saw what was up.
You ever look out of a plane? Sometimes you're like, what's going on down there?
Guys, why is Second Try not greenlighting a show called What's Over There? And you know what you do? Map, throw a dart at the map and go, what's over
over
there?
there.
Let's go investigate. Flight, drive, we're right there. We see what's over there.
Yeah.
That I would watch.
Yeah.
Over
It could be just in California too. There's lots of stuff here.
Lots of
We've
stuff.
been desperately trying to pick up the Miles subscription. We're trying to create the show that convinces him to subscribe. So this
yes.
might be the one.
I've been edging for a while.
Maybe you can make the treatment for us and we can green light Miles' what's over there.
Oh my God, I can host it. And then I would go with them and we'd be like, we need to get 5 things done. Have a nap.
Your first thing is take a break.
Well, we're going to be tired from all the travel.
Film me sleeping.
We're going to be tired
But
from the
unless
travel.
I think if you find the best place to nap, cowboy style, find the best tree to take a slumber under.
Honestly, I take a cowboy
A
nap.
lumber slumber.
I take a cowboy nap 4K.
That's
That's a good
nice.
live stream.
8K, and you got yourself a deal.
8K, 120 frames per second, bong rip.
Well, natural plug, Second Try is, we got lots of stuff out this holiday season. This is our little Second Try news report. We just filmed a full season of Escape the Kitchen that comes out in early 2025.
Dude,
We're
it
also
rips so hard.
halfway through filming the new season of Trolley Problems that also starts at the very end of December, I think is when the first episode comes out. Or maybe it's January 2nd. It's
Yeah.
just so early in the year, immediately.
Can we talk about, let's dive into just Escape the Kitchen?
Yes.
Because that show is so fucking fun. Yeah, we got you back in it.
I was back in there fooling around, by the way. Keith, by the way, I was going to say, that was a very natural plug. And speaking of, Zach's hair series is also on the streamer.
Oh, yeah, his old hair series.
Speaking of plugs.
A very natural plug.
Very funny. Very funny.
Very
They're not really
funny.
plugs.
Well, no.
But it was a good
It was
joke.
tasty.
It was a
Tastefully
good
done.
job.
Did you laugh?
Inside.
That's cool.
Sometimes
What
that's
was
better than
inside
outside.
lab?
I was on Escape the Kitchen. It was a delight. It was a blast. It was fun. That
Did you
show is
win?
my favorite thing to experience.
Can't
I-
spoil if you won. People
yeah,
gotta
that's
watch.
true.
What
I
are you
just wanted to
talking
know
about?
if he was successful.
But
Off
if I
off
won, there are no
camera.
winners. The
Off
only
camera.
winners are Keith and
Text,
Zach.
text
But I would say
Rachel's the winner.
I would say Rachel's the winner.
Yeah, we're
but
all just being tortured.
the surprise at the end. I was so shocking to me. I just had no fucking idea.
I think people. So if you don't know what Escape the Kitchen is, it is essentially an escape room baking show. So we trap people in a room. A lot of the challenges are inspired by either escape rooms. We took a lot from the British show Taskmaster. We looked at for some inspiration, making people solve puzzles and riddles and do different inane and insane things to get the next step of their recipe. But what you also have is people are alone with no one to communicate to. And we thought, we filmed the first season. There's one exclusive episode on Second Try that you can watch right now. It's me versus Garrick. But then we have the whole season coming up. And the first season is so good. It's like one of the best things we've ever made. And then we took all of that and learned how to make it even better.
Even crazier.
And then we also, we had this challenge of how do we get people to find out about this show? Because it wasn't doing well on YouTube and it wasn't really doing well in short form. So we figured out for this next season how to engineer it better to be short form friendly. But then also we had one, as of recording, it came out on YouTube a couple hours ago, but we released one and hopefully finally figured out okay, here's a title and thumbnail convention that will get people to watch it. Because that's still, one of the things that we're most interested in is how do you bring people into the ecosystem to then be like, wow, this is so good. I want to see more of it.
Right.
Yeah, we have so much on Second Try. Additionally, we have all of Without a Recipe is already on there, but we also have a Chef React, which is an after show for Without a Recipe. We have Drop Into City. The whole season is out.
I'm sorry, I'm still on Escape the Kitchen. But
course.
this season, we're also doing... So, in the first season, the two chefs would come together at the end and kind of do a debrief. And it's really funny, but we felt like it wasn't a big enough climax. So this season, there is another
Oh my God.
thing.
The thing that happens, it was so shocking to me. It was so funny.
And there's a different thing every episode. And they're all completely different
I can't
things.
believe that they're. Yeah, I mean, I guess you gotta watch the show to think about what we're talking about. But no, it's a delight to be on it. It's also just like my favorite thing is an escape room, and beyond that, an escape room designed specifically for me, catered, and I'm the only one doing it, and everyone's watching.
Yeah,
my favorite thing.
But then we have a new. So what used to be the third act, which is the two people coming together, we decided to spin that off into its own after show. And so you have Miles and Kwesi coming together to hang out, Keith and Ryan Graham, me and Vic Michaelis. We got so many cool people in it, and you get to now see us hang out and like emotionally debrief what happened while also learning stats like Marissa washed her hands 78 times or something insane.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
making up the number,
Lots
but it was
of surprise guests throughout the season. It's a great season.
Kwesi uses the term mud butt a bunch, which really made me laugh.
But a question for the audience is, we need a name for the after show. And if you can figure it out, I'm going to send you a cookie. Rainie, do you have one?
Sorry. I got it mixed up because I saw on the calendar, Drop in the City after show is called Drip Drop.
No, it's not.
Yes,
No,
I love it so much.
You
Everyone's
like it?
Zach isn't sure, and I was like, tell him I love it.
Oh,
and
this
she was
is
like,
so
I will.
funny.
Yeah.
It doesn't immediately make me think of Drop Into City.
So we want to create. I mean, part of this is figuring out like also what are exclusive offerings, like what are additional things that we can provide that are going to always be Second Try exclusives, because some of the shows are Second Try exclusives, but then some episodes go out on YouTube because we want to bring new people in, and that's like we want to make it very clear, like, oh, this show, Chefs React, this is for you. This after Escape the Kitchen. So we have After the Kitchen. We Escaped is our working title, which like none of us like that. So unless we go with that as the final title, so then we love it. And for Drop in the City, I was like, the after show. Call it Drip Drop.
I love it.
That's not a real title.
Call it Kitchen. How about this? Kitchen Confidential.
There we go. That's it.
Kitchen Talk. Honestly, I think a good one for Drop in the City as an after show is Escape Hatch.
Okay.
Or sorry, no, that's for Escape the Kitchen.
No,
I don't
that's
know
pretty
why.
fun.
Kitchen
though.
sink.
Drop in the City, you could be flood in the town.
We had Victory Lap for Drop in the City as a possible.
What is that? Just a debrief of people talking afterwards about what it was like to be
Yeah, we
there?
have a little more.
What about
planned,
Dick
but
Talk?
Now we're
Just
talking
DIC
podcast talking dicks.
Talk.
Drop in the City is Dick. So
It's Dick.
sometimes I'll be like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
do you have that dick photo?
Yeah, the
DIC.
dick pic is the thumbnail.
DIC.
DIC.
Do
Who's
we
the
like
K?
Escape Hatch?
Escape Hatch makes me think it's about eggs.
I actually do like Kitchen Confidential because that makes me feel like I'm getting a secret. And I
Okay,
love
Kitchen
secrets.
Confidential is certainly a taken name.
Yeah.
Well, it's the title of Anthony Bourdain's book.
I know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And also the spin-off series in which
Starring Bradley Cooper.
There was a short-lived TV series where Bradley Cooper plays
Played
a
Anthony-
drugged-up
oh,
Anthony
yeah.
Bourdain. And what's great about it, Zach, have you seen the show?
Actually. I just know it exists. I've seen media from it.
What's great about it is that Bradley Cooper does this whole fucking TV show, and then they come out with a movie called Burnt, in which Bradley Cooper also plays a chef in sort of a tandem universe to the universe of Kitchen Confidential. Highly recommend it. Guys, check it out. Hulu.
Not Spawn.
Not on the Second Try app, but check out Kitchen Confidential on Hulu.
Escape the Kitchen.
Can we buy the rights?
Escape Escape Pod. Escape Pod.
What about this? Escape.
Escape. I like that.
Escapades.
Escapades
By
is
Janet
not
Jackson.
bad.
Yeah.
Escapades.
Escapades. It's pretty good because it's talking about, and
We
we
escaped,
are
kind of.
escapees.
Escapedes.
Yeah.
We are Escapades.
Escapades.
We're escapees, but we're escapades.
So
We escapades kitchens.
We escapades kitchens. It's killing me. A kitchen escapades.
Escapades kitchens. Why don't you?
I like that.
So Escapades, a Second Try exclusive series.
Escapades is good, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's Escapades. Escapades sounds like a Greek myth.
It
Sounds
does.
like, yeah, Paul
Have you heard the
Atreides.
legend of
Paul Atreides.
Escapades?
I am Escapades.
First of my name.
Are we? Can we go to the next?
Yeah, we can buy.
All right.
Make sure you get your second try subscription before it's too late. Because we're canceling time in the new year, and you'll never know when you'll get billed.
Mystery billing. We're introducing mystery billing in the new year.
Could be every other week, could be every 3 months. We don't know.
We don't know.
Time is an illusion.
Kind of
What's in
fun.
Rainie's bag? She's sort of using her bag and she's reaching in.
So I have in my bag something of a Bible for Gen Z millennial women growing up.
Interesting.
Whoa.
Okay.
So
Is it a dangerous book for boys?
close.
Oh, wow.
But also, did you read that?
No, I didn't read it, but I know about it.
Okay, because I read Dangerous Book for Girls, and I'm
Yeah.
wondering what yours said.
I never read it, but I saw it.
Okay.
I saw it, and I was too old by the time I encountered that book.
But
and
it
I-
stuck with you.
But
'cause
you
it's
were
like,
intrigued.
I was,
Yeah.
it's a big red book
Yeah.
with like gold cursive lettering, and it's very like interesting.
Yeah.
It's called
what's in there.
Dangerous Book for Boys.
I think so, and there's
Yeah.
one called the Dangerous Book for Girls.
Yeah, and then, honestly, it was kind of fun. It just told you like how to tie knots.
Yeah, it's basically
Cool.
like a
That's not what I expected.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was
Yeah.
a puberty thing.
Well, so what I have is something similar, which is The American Girl, A Smart Girl's Guide to Boys.
Whoa.
This is from. Thank you.
This is from my closet.
Yes, it literally is. When I went from home for Thanksgiving, I went to this bookstore to try and get this. And it was humiliating because I had to ask, do you have the American Girl, Smart Girl book for crushes is the new edition. This is the less politically correct one, but they made it more gender neutral with book for crushes.
Sure.
But then I came back from the bookstore.
Oh wait, this book is about what to do about your crush?
Yes. Yes.
I'm very
Oh,
excited to
that's-
read this.
That's exciting.
Did
Yeah.
you put all those?
I put these in because I read through it ahead of time. Just to make
Rainie's
sure we've
book
got
is
our juiciest
posted,
parts.
noted up.
We really wrote in the marquee. What's the word? In the bylines. What's the word? What word am I looking
margins?
for? Margins.
The margins.
Yes.
Can
This
you
would be-
imagine if me in 5th grade was marking this?
By the way, Rainie,
So-
I
yes,
honestly
can.
believed you
No,
could have told
I
me that you got this from home and this was your 5th grade like guide book.
Annotated copy. That would be huge.
If
They-
anyone
yeah.
would turn crushes into a book report, it is Rainie's.
Okay, so there's lots in here, honestly. So first of all, there's some interesting. So they have some advice. Some of it's good and some of it's not good. So first, I'm gonna say, here's the question, and then we're gonna answer, and then I'll tell you what they think. What's he thinking? And the image is really cute. It's a girl with a rose, and then a boy saying, "I am not interested," in a sign. So that's kind of sad for her.
Like, his sign says I'm not interested.
Yeah.
He's negging her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's negging hard.
So there's this guy that I like, and I think he likes me, but I'm not sure. For
Okay.
example, at recess, he says, "Hi, psycho." But
Yeah,
he
he loves
also
you. Psycho.
unfreezes me when we play freeze tag with our friends.
Oh, he's
Unrelated.
obsessed with you.
Unrelated.
he likes
unrelated. The first one he's in love with you. The second one's unrelated.
This-
Freeze tag, guys. Freeze tag is a fucking sport.
But
With the other one, Ice Psycho.
if you always go to them to unfreeze them first,
It's touch, Miles.
But hang on, is freeze tag? What are we talking about here?
what are you talking about?
What are
I
you
don't remember
talking
the
about?
rules of freeze tag.
What are you talking
Freeze
about?
tag is
One freezer?
one person
Yeah.
is the freezer, but everyone else can unfreeze who's frozen if they're unfrozen. So if let's say like you and Zach are both frozen, Rainie's the freezer. If I always go to unfreeze you before Zach, it would imply that there's a reason. Now maybe that's because you're more athletic, and I need the more athletic person unfrozen first to unfreeze the other people. But maybe it's because you're kind of cute.
Well, it's not. Look.
It's good. I could have inserted Zach in that phrase. I'm not trying to single you out, Zach. I'm not saying I have a crush on Miles.
Well, look, you know what I'll say?
Not saying I'm not.
Well, first of all, I'm flattered. But I am married.
And I'm not hurt.
I will say I think I get it. However, I do think that the unfreezers, that's an OP ability. It needs to be nerfed.
What do you mean?
Stupid.
I don't even know what that
Wait,
sentence was. What happened?
Freeze tag needs a fucking
You've been
patch.
playing too much D&D.
I know.
Hey,
freeze
coming
tag.
to second try next year
Agreed.
too. Miles is in
Agreed.
our next D&D
I'm very
season.
excited
Yeah,
for
second
that.
try news.
But I think, okay, Rainie, were we right?
Yeah, you were right. Boys express affection for their friends by kidding around. They do the same things with a girl they like. A boy who teases you in a fun way could indeed have a crush on you. If
So
he says,
long as it's not too mean.
yeah, and makes a big point of unfreezing you at tag, it's a good bet. Which was surprising to me. I did not read this as he has a crush, but I'm excited that all of you guys confirm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because any excuse to touch her shoulder,
Yeah.
I'm taking that.
Yeah.
I'm
And-
taking that. I'm
and-
freezing that.
I'm being a little hero, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're sort of a knight in
Sort
shining
of
armor.
saving your life.
That's right.
They didn't
Hey,
specify, is the
save your
unfreeze a slap or is it a gentle caress?
You slap him across the face.
Like a,
Oh, no, it's this.
okay. Yeah, he's into me.
Yeah.
Hey, let me unfreeze you.
In the middle of a game, hey,
Sorry.
you're unfrozen.
You're unfrozen.
I got you.
Oh, I did like this. The second one was haunting, Keith.
No, it's fine.
All right.
That can be a
We've got another quandary. By the way, these are all written by real people and signed. They're a little
Wow.
single and alone. Okay, this one's titled Loner. I like a boy I know. My brother said that the boy said he wants to be single, live in a trailer park, and be a sports announcer. I want to
Such
go
a
out,
boy thing to say. So
This dude rips.
I want to go out with him, but he's afraid to go out with anyone. Should I ask him out or keep my feelings a secret?
Don't go out with this guy. He's a fucking deadbeat.
don't go out with this guy.
He's a deadbeat.
I think I can fix him.
No,
you good?
No, you can't fix him.
I think I can fix him.
He wants to be single, alone, and be a sports announcer
That's
in
what
a
he
trailer
thinks
park.
he wants until
First
he
of all,
gets a taste of this sweet honey.
Sports announcers are rolling in it.
What, rolling money?
You would
ESPN
own the trailer park.
announcer, you can own the whole trailer park if
Yeah.
you wanted.
On all the trailers in it
Oh.
and rent them out.
That's
Okay, just to be clear, we're talking about like Mason, who's 7 years old. Okay,
I'm telling you, Mason's a deadbeat. He's bad
They're like 12, right?
Yeah, probably 12.
Do we have the ages next to the signatures?
He's 27.
It's about 12, I'd say. They're 20.
He's 27.
I honestly think this crush itself is derived from the fact that this boy doesn't want anyone, and that's piqued this girl's interest to be like, well, then I want him.
Yeah.
Because he's literally made himself, you can't have me.
Yeah.
He's like, no one can have me. He's like, well, now I'm interested.
Yeah,
If-
sometimes
If you walk in with a piece of pizza and say, no one can have this, now I want it.
Agreed. Sometimes
want the
people
pizza.
they'll have a crush on someone who's obviously in a relation because what they want is to have someone inaccessible because
Yeah.
what they want is to get in their own way.
It's the
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
game.
There's a quote in this book that's like, whoa, that was
Swerve.
beautiful.
What is that?
Swerve.
Swerving?
Swerve.
Swerve.
There's a quote that's like, crushes are really fun because you don't have to face the fact that your crush isn't perfect. And I was like,
whoa.
oh my God.
By the way, I agree.
Heat. Yeah.
I really agree.
Yeah.
I
But
think that's true about long distance situationships as well.
Oh.
People are like, I'm really crushing on this guy from fucking Alaska and I live in Denver. Okay, I
Shout
just
out.
picked Denver.
Well, a long
But
distance
It could
crush
be
is-
anywhere. It could be like, I just feel like people are like, well, I have this crush on this guy who's a friend's friend from his school 100 miles away. And it's like, why don't you focus on the guy in your freaking math class?
Why don't you try to at least?
You know what I mean?
Maybe
The TA actually, it turns out it's pretty hot.
Okay, be careful with that.
Hey, careful with that.
Careful with that.
their advice was pretty good. This boy may indeed not want to have anything to do with girls now or ever, but he might just talk that way because he doesn't want to get hurt by anyone. So get to know him, but go slow and don't put any pressure on him.
Go slow. Good advice from the
From
American Girl
Guide to
book.
Boys.
Yeah.
Go slow, baby.
What's happening to you, Miles?
Sorry, man.
You
I'm
took
just
the
letting
glasses off, the hat
I'm letting
sort
my
of-
freaking, I'm letting my inner dog out.
You're like devolving into a younger and younger person.
What can I say, man? I like to keep it young.
Time
Keep it
doesn't
fresh.
work.
Keep it fresh.
Whatever that OP Nerf line you said earlier.
No, dude, for real. Freeze tag needs to be patched. Freeze tag is too OP.
Okay, so this theme is parties and dances, and we've got some rapid fire. GAC, it's your first boy girl party. Love that phrase, by the way. So many questions. Question: I don't have a boyfriend. I'll feel nervous. Should I just stay home?
No, go to that party and you walk up to the hottest freaking dude there,
Yeah.
and you slap
you
on
say,
the ass and you say, "Hey, sweet cheeks,
I got you.
why don't you come home with me?"
Got you.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, perfect.
You just tell- That's crazy advice, but I do think it would work on me.
Yeah.
If a girl strolled into the party and was like, slapped me hard on the ass, said, "Hey, sweet cheeks, you're coming with me," I'd be like, "I guess so."
I'd piss my pants.
I'd probably figure like, "I guess so. I guess so."
Or, honestly, the coolest thing to do at a party, if you're in freaking, you're 10 years old, you're 11 years old, you do that, you walk up to the hottest person at the party and you go, "What if I chugged a Sprite?"
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Whoa, that's crazy." And then you chug the Sprite and everyone's like, "Whoa." And that's the
Go,
coolest.
Cynthia, go.
Go, Cynthia. And then you do a cannonball in the pool and it's awesome.
It just throws up
Whoa.
everywhere.
And cannonball in the pool, you hit the water, vomit. Drown.
But it's all Sprite, so
Yeah,
no one will know.
No one will know. And then every guy goes, damn, who is she? You leave right after that, by the way.
Yeah, leave right away.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Have
you
your
don't- yeah.
mom keep the car running.
You say, Mom, keep looping. Keep moving.
Do
Come
it,
in,
do it loud.
say,
I'll be
hey,
back.
check me. Glug, 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 cannonball. Vomit and say, my ride's here.
I hope we
Everyone is going to be thinking about you forever. Next party, you come in and you
serious
say,
sunglasses on. People are begging you to chug the Sprite. You go, nah, man. I don't
That
do
ain't me.
anymore. That ain't me. I don't do that.
and you say,
anymore.
you guys are still chugging Sprite? Adorable.
I'm going to do the saltine challenge.
Yes.
You take a whole sleeve of saltines.
Shove them in your
Open
mouth.
your mouth. One,
Like a filing
two,
cabinet.
three.
Dive cannonball in the pool again. But this time, jackknife last second.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah. And then keep down.
Get out of the pool.
Idle in the truck.
Get out of the pool. They bring you the towel. You say, one more pencil dive.
And then you say, don't need it. I left a towel on my mom's car seat. I'm leaving.
I'll see you guys at school.
Third party.
It's
You
only like
come
2
back.
days later.
You come an hour and a half late.
That's right.
You have an empty Sprite bottle, an empty sleeve of saltines.
I did it at home.
They already did it.
I already did that shit.
You bring the Mentos and the Coke.
You say, I'm actually going to hang out with whoever's birthday it is, his dad. Because he's got some cool stories about where he works at the factory.
You come down to the basement and you be like, I'm going to probably find a party that's a little more adult, if you know what I
A
mean.
little more adult. And you sort of bug in. You're trying to hang out with the parents. Everyone's like, go
You're drinking
outside.
coffee.
You're drinking coffee. You shouldn't be.
I feel like I ran out of steam, guys. I'm sorry. We really
You hit the third party, man. You
Yeah.
went,
Well, third
look,
party is hard to keep going.
I
It's already
know.
going on
Once
the
we
third
got
party.
to the jackknife, I think we peaked.
We peaked.
All right. Well,
All right.
this is a fill in the blank. If anyone has advice for how to make that third party really come to
Leave
life,
in the
we're open to
comments.
feedback.
I think Mentos in a Coke bottle and put your mouth over it.
Oh,
So choose out your nose.
it's so violent. It's so violent.
And then you look up and you say, all right, who's ready for a smooch?
Belly flop.
Well,
You are exclusively fucking hitting the water and leaving the party.
Cynthia!
I'm going to marry her someday.
And right as you're about to leave the third time, you turn back and you go, nah, I'm just kidding. Let's make out.
The whole party.
whoa.
Everyone gets scared. I remember at my 8th grade birthday party, everyone was in the field and we all went behind the shed because Travis and this girl, Emily, were going to make out in front of everybody. And then they did. And I was horrified. I was like, actually, this is kind of disgusting.
When you started
we were all standing idly by while they were like, we're totally going to make out. And I was like, okay. And then they started making out and they were like, and it was like, actually, this doesn't look that cool.
there was I just
You
had
guys want to
this
play kickball?
Yeah, do you guys want to go back?
flash memory of a kid at my camp. I must have been, and this was sleepaway camp, so I was young. He was a year or two older. But this kid was like, me and my girlfriend, we've tried every soda to pass back and forth to each other's mouths. The best tasting one, Diet Pepsi. I'm like,
Ew.
that is
I would have
The-
guessed Dr. Pepper.
most revolting thing I've ever
just
heard.
all
in
the
my-
liquids.
that they just
Shotgunning.
they would drink and then I guess make out, but they would just shoot soda back and forth
That's
and
so
see how the
disgusting.
flavor travels.
I mean, I remember doing that with gum.
Yeah, I did have a
With
gum.
my high school girlfriend.
Yeah,
I was
I
kind of
did
like,
with gum.
this is pretty awesome.
It was cool.
that's crazy. What
Chewing
you-
gum and it's like,
Oh,
and then they get a little gum.
So wait, one of you is chewing gum when the makeout starts, and by the end, the other one is
No. You're specifically doing it to pass the gum
Why? Why?
because
It's
we're
hot.
freaking young
It's
and
hot.
wild.
Is it hot?
Yes.
It's so hot, Zach. You wouldn't even
I
understand
mean, I've done that with an ice cube, but
why.
Better with
I'm just- I don't
gum.
know.
Have you actually?
No.
Whoa.
I remember in the Cosmo I stole from the recycling bin when I was in middle school. It said to put a piece of ice in your mouth before you give a blowjob.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Did you
thinking
do
about.
that?
No, I
When
never
you
gave
gave
one.
the next
I never
blowjob.
gave one. It turns out.
But you did put
Turns out.
Saran wrap in.
It turns out
You were prepped though. You knew how to
I
do
was
it.
like, I guess I know.
I just never got the opportunity, I guess. I had ice with me every day from that day forth. I brought a bag of ice at school.
Bag of ice in my car.
It would always melt by the time the opportunity presented itself, and I said, tomorrow.
Tomorrow and tomorrow
One
and
day.
tomorrow. Okay, I've heard that sometimes people play a kissing game. What if I don't want to play?
Don't
Don't.
play.
Call the police. Bomb threat. Bomb threat. Somebody's
perfect.
planted a bomb at Ashley's birthday party. You gotta come. No, if you don't want to get, honestly, here's some advice out there. If you're playing spin the bottle, you don't want to spin.
For any of our 10-year-old listeners, get ready.
When was the last time you guys all played spin the bottle?
So long ago.
Probably, I want to say freshman year of college, but it probably was actually like there probably was some event where I did it senior year as well.
I don't think I actually ever played a true game of Spin the Bottle because the one time I played, it was like a Spin the Bottle / 7 Minutes in Heaven hybrid.
Right.
So yeah, I get that. I did. Yeah, I think maybe sophomore year or junior year, somewhere in college.
I would love to, but I think that ship has sailed for me.
Well, I think, you're married.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you and Maggie could play.
I would love to have had the memory, I suppose.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I mean, it was debaucherous for sure. Like, it was just like a bunch of like musical theater kids and,
Yeah. You know what, guys? I'm having an existential thing because I'm like, I think I've asked, like, these stories I've heard before, and I'm worried that I am hyperfixating on 8th grade and crushes in this podcast.
Let's talk about it.
Well, you know what I'll say? I mean, to me, Rainie, 8th grade, there's so much to unpack there.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
It's a well that continues to run wet.
Run deep, run wet.
Run deep,
yeah,
run wet.
but I'm just sort of like, how much did this book impact me? Where I'm still like, has this been the playbook for my whole
Let's take a
Well,
moment.
give me another
Yeah.
one. What's another thing that you feel is resonant with your lifestyle now today?
Well, let's see. Like what's another? Okay, here we'll do problem girlfriends.
Problem girlfriend. Here we
Okay.
go.
What's a smart move for a girl who cares about a relationship? So here's the scenarios, and we decide if it's a good move or a bad move. You're coming out of class when you see your boyfriend talking to 3 girls. You march up and say, "Why are you flirting with other girls?"
Bad move. Big time.
Bad
move.
What
Big
you
time.
actually should do is you should walk up with a
Cannonball.
hot coffee, spill it on one of the girls, and go, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Why don't you go back to kindergarten?"
But for all you know, he's over there being like, so I wanted to get something really cool for Rainie's birthday. And I
Yeah.
just don't know what. Do you know, like, do you have any ideas of what would like make her really excited for her birthday?
Yeah.
She's been really rough lately. Just, it's been so hard. She's had a really hard 8th grade year.
And the 3 girls are like, "You're so cute." They're hussies, man.
Stop.
No, I don't trust them.
Stop flirting with me. Help me buy a gift for my girlfriend.
Wow.
I don't trust these girls.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, I think that the jealousy is so common in middle school and in high school, and ultimately the thing about jealousy, for what you see, jealousy. Zach, pay attention, man.
jealousy.
But I think it's like at those times, anytime anyone ever bought into the jealousy, it was like, well, you just played right into their hand. Now they're thinking about doing whatever it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, jealousy is a really interesting emotion. Are you guys jealous? Like, what's your relationship with jealousy?
I think it's something I feel that I aged out of.
Oh.
I think
Nice.
it's a young emotion, especially because it's like jealousy is a flawed concept because you're trying to trade and pick and choose the traits to which you're trying to trade off. So it's like when you're in college, you're like, oh my God, they got the lead musical. I'm so fucking jealous. Like they don't deserve it. Like I wish I had that musical. But it's like, do I really wish that I would trade my life one for one with that person? No, never. Like trade my perspective for that perspective.
But there's still a little bit of jealousy that creeps in now and then.
Oh, sure.
FOMO is envy and jealousy,
totally.
right? It's like,
Yes.
or when you find out someone's like, oh, I got last minute tickets to a dope ass concert and
Like,
it turned out they were
oh,
front row.
jealous.
I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
That's sick.
That's
I'm happy for you, but also wish it was me.
I almost
Yeah.
although I'm
I
almost
would have
like,
liked that too.
it's almost envy. Or I don't know what the difference between jealousy and envy is, I guess. But I'm kind of like, I get that. Yeah, you're like, oh man, I wish that. But I think it fades quicker as
And
an
I do
adult.
think the adult thing is,
Yeah.
I can actually still be happy that you had that experience
Exactly.
while also
Totally.
wishing I had it. Whereas before he's like, I hate that you have the experience.
That's right.
It should be my experience. And I was like, I'm really glad that you got that opportunity. I am jealous because I wish I had it too.
Yeah.
Rather than instead of you, I wish I additionally was experiencing that.
Yeah.
I guess I
agree.
think of jealousy more in the context of like, oh, I wish, why not me? Or why couldn't I have that cool job or that cool experience or whatever? And as I've gotten older, that feeling has gone away and I'm thrilled that it's gone away. And I think I've talked about it on this show, but like I only in the last couple of years got to a point where like when I see my friends succeed, there's no ounce of me that goes like, fuck, they're doing the thing that because we have a lot of friends now who are doing different variations of the creative dreams we've had. We have friends that are writing movies and directing movies and on TV shows and doing incredible cool stuff or making different types of videos. And now, I think it is maybe just an aging thing. Maybe it's an emotional maturity thing. Way to go, us. That when I see that happen, I just go, fuck yeah, dude. Way to go, you. Yeah. And that's it. I mean, you just got to keep your eyes on your own paper because someone else's happiness and success doesn't negate your own.
Keep your eyes on your own paper. Me checking my bank account be like. But I think but I think it's also the I feel that it's a growth in empathy that I am no longer jealous because Matty Matheson, he was giving a speech when they won the Bear thing, and he had a thing where he was basically like, we're all so broken. And it's so good to do something joyful, make this show. And I think it's I have seen now people that I might have felt jealous of. And those people may be wildly successful, but it's they also are terrified and miserable and scared and trying to get to the next level.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that seeing that has made me a less jealous person. It's everyone is just on their own path. And wherever they are, they're going to have horrible days and good days. And it just is kind of depends on who you are.
Yeah. Yeah, it is crazy. I was just thinking about if you're, because I was thinking about okay, no matter how successful you are, you probably want to be more successful, Yeah. And then you think about what do you think Harry Styles' goal is at this point?
That's the tough. Once you reach your goal,
right?
And that is actually, so they say for creative people, I mean, I'm sure this is applicable beyond. Your goal shouldn't be the thing. Your goal should be the process. Because then once you get there, what now?
Yeah.
Once you catch all 151 Pokemon,
beat the Elite Four.
Game's over.
Game's over. I would say arguably the game's over after you beat the Elite Four.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. If you're a completionist, though, you still catch all the guys and catch.
And
them
now
all.
There's more way more.
Because they say you gotta catch them all.
They do say that. It's in the catchphrase.
Kind of a compulsion, isn't it?
I will say I think that's why you see a lot of people like Harry Styles finish tour. You see a lot of celebrities. Excuse me, my voice is sort of gravelly today. You see a lot of them, celebrities get DUIs or develop addiction. I think a lot of it is, you get to the top of the mountain and you realize that the thing you were striving for, you have, and it didn't make you happy. And then you see that,
or that hole that you felt that was motivating is still there.
It's still there.
That doesn't heal you to win a Grammy. Whatever pain you felt doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Yes. And anyone you squashed to the bottom to get to the top, once you win that award, they're still squashed, you're still alone.
Right.
I think that idea, and when you see someone like Harry Styles, I bet he's probably just I don't know, what do you think he wants? I think that it's probably lonely to have free time in between. That's why these people work a ton.
Do they
you
have
think he
free
wants
time?
I would imagine that probably they fill it because it's probably uncomfortable if you're Harry Styles. Let's say you have 4 months off. That sounds like hell to me. I mean, it sounds great. Don't get me wrong.
Also,
but it's if you're that successful and everything is
when you're that
catered to you.
famous too, you can't live normally anymore.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you can
you can't,
also
go to
You
the
can't go to the grocery store. You can't go to the mall. You can't.
Yeah, but you can also, if you're him, you can afford to fucking go to the Auberge for 2 months. And
Sure.
fuck
Yeah.
off at
So
a
it sounds
fancy
great.
hotel.
But I would imagine.
But you can't go to a cool dance club and just dance with people
No.
because you're going to be self-conscious the whole time that people know who you are and they're watching you dance.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And maybe bad at dancing.
Careful what you
Yeah.
wish for.
So you think he's looking for love?
Didn't he find it?
None of us said that.
Oh.
Right. You said that, Rainie. Are you trying to slide into Harry Styles' DM?
No, is it love?
So Harry, if you're listening,
Hey,
if you're listening, comment below.
Yeah. Comment below.
Harry?
Harry?
Which of us do you need to take you out on a date? Because we'll do it. Which one?
Which one? You can choose one of us. We do The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Okay, last one before we go to the next segment.
I think all of our partners would, by the way, be like, take Harry Styles out on a date.
Oh yeah, take him to the fish fry.
Do whatever you got to do.
Yeah. Bring him home, though.
If you can.
Bring him home. Bring him home.
Bring him home.
Okay, these are suggestions from American Girl of 10 better ways to tell him that you like him.
Okay.
Sit behind. This one I think is pretty good. Sit
It's
behind
crazy
him.
that we're still in this. Okay.
I'm
on board. I thought you were
agree
like,
this whole
okay,
part.
okay, time
Well,
to
I
wrap
was
this up.
thinking there is another segment, but we're at 52 minutes, so I'm like, I don't know if we
I
should start
relate
a
to
whole
this.
other
let's
thing.
No,
I
we're
like
here.
this.
Okay, good. Sit behind him on the bus, strike up a conversation. If you both have a good time, sit in the same spot tomorrow.
Play with his hair.
Well, That's
very flirty.
maybe a violation.
Yeah.
That's
Sit
very forward.
behind him on the bus. I
Play
don't.
with his hair. What are you doing back there if you're not going to play with his hair?
I actually remember that I was in high school. We were coming back from a civil rights field trip.
Very cool.
And there was a girl. She was playing with my hair. And I was like, this is so awesome that I want this feeling forever. And then when we got there, I realized that she was asleep.
What? And she was just
playing with
She
your
was
hair.
just sort of like in her sleep.
So were you
You were
so?
sitting next to her.
She started maybe while she was awake. But then I looked back and I was like, she's really playing with my hair. Like, we're going to for sure hook up. And then it was like, no, she was asleep.
Were you so mystified by
Wait.
the feeling that you didn't move for 10
Yes.
minutes? You were just like,
I was like
Oh.
sitting on the floor of the bus, kind of angled up like this, late night bus trip back to school.
Oh, and she was sitting and like your head
She was sitting
here.
and my head was kind of like hit against her knee sort of, and she was kind of like, and then I was like, whoa, this is intimate. And then it was like, I was like, this is so sick. And I remember going to like kind of look up at her and she was like,
Miles just pantomimed being asleep with
Yeah.
his mouth slack jaw.
she was asleep. She was out.
Yeah, sometimes when you're sleeping, your hands keep on wiggling.
Put that on the soundboard.
Sometimes when you're sleeping, your hands keep on wiggling.
Okay. This one is too bold, I think. Offer him that extra ticket you have to a concert.
That's pretty bold. You better be sure.
Hey, why don't you just come to the concert with me?
I'll tell you,
That's
as,
pretty bold.
as someone who brought a crush to a concert, doesn't work.
It's too loud.
What happened?
Well, it just doesn't. They'll be like, sick concert. Thanks for the ticket.
See you later.
They
loser.
went. They didn't hang out with you.
Well, we went to the concert together, but like it didn't lead to us dating or hooking up.
Oh wow! I remember going to Van Halen with my boys. I
With
was
your
in
dad
middle
and his
school.
boys?
No, I was in middle school with my two buds, Neil and Chris.
Wow.
We went to Van Halen, and it was my first concert ever.
Wow.
And there was this girl, and when I say girl, I mean she was probably in her 40s, and then her younger daughter who was our age. And the mom was just like smoking weed and the fucking party at the concert. And we were like, this is crazy. First concert.
Whoa.
That's
And our
awesome.
daughter was cute. And we're all like, this is cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
Whoa.
remember
End of the story.
That is
those
a
like
wild story. That honestly, that you took me to a whole nother location.
It
was
was very
visceral.
evocative.
Yeah,
I was
there's
there.
something about
I
it.
was kind of there.
yeah.
It was good.
Mine was in the Forum in my mind.
Oh, yeah. It was a
I-
big stadium.
I was on the floor of the Forum and when I was visiting. Did you have when you were a kid a time where you were somewhere maybe on vacation and you were like at a restaurant or maybe in a store and you kind of caught eyes with another person and you have like a 5-minute relationship with them?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, whoa. And yeah.
There was this girl I very distinctly remember. It's like a core memory of I was at a buffet and me and this girl across the restaurant were constantly at the buffet at the same time.
Whoa.
And to the point where like I just started getting back up to get nothing to see if she would get up at the same time, and she did.
No, you didn't say nothing.
Did you say
We
anything?
were like 8.
This is a
No,
misconnection.
but I know this feeling. Though.
Yeah.
But
It's
and I
like-
was like, oh my God. And that was my first like
yeah.
misconnection maybe. I'm like, maybe I should have said something. Maybe I
She
should
might be
I-
out
yeah.
there. She might be listening.
I might be listening. It's a little too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be
I'm married
That's a really sweet
with a
story,
boy,
Keith.
so.
with the boy.
I like
You
that.
know,
Yeah.
One time I was tonguing down at a teen rave.
You went to teen raves. I went to one and it was crazy.
I did go to one and it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like no alcohol, just kissing.
Just
kissing
grinding.
and
Correct.
caffeine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was bunch of caffeinated kids.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
When you're like 15 or 16 before the underage drinking starts in some high schools, which I actually never did, but like it's caffeine.
It's all
It's like Mountain Dew and Coke and then another Mountain Dew and then another Coke. And you're like, "Ah!"
it's too much.
You're having energy drinks and Jolt soda and Surge and fucking going to town.
Yeah, that's
Whoa.
oh man. It's
It's awesome.
best.
Oh, this is good. Call him on the phone and ask if he and his friends would like to go with you and your friends to the school play.
I like that, but I think it'd be a lot cooler if you went into the backyard.
What the fuck, man?
Hey,
would you and your friends wanna come
to me and my friends to my backyard? I would say yes. Because I don't know what's going to happen there, but yeah, I'm interested.
I'm like, holy shit. This is gonna be so crazy.
I'm picturing if I was a boy, I answer the phone and I hear giggling on the other end because I am assuming these girls
Yeah.
are all calling at the same time. They're all like,
Yeah.
like, hey, we were just wondering, shut up. Samantha was just wondering if you wanted to go with us to the party, and maybe you could bring Robert and Hank.
Is Cynthia going to be there?
Yeah, maybe.
This conversation, this is like
You're gonna
bringing
throw up
back core memories.
Right.
Is she going to throw up in my pool again?
I don't think so.
Okay, because last time my dad had to drain the pool and he got really pissed
Look,
off at me.
Cynthia's the coolest girl. If you don't want her at your party, she
No,
won't
I
go.
thought it was cool.
She won't go.
But my
Cynthia
dad got
doesn't have to
mad.
go.
Can I come? I'm the neighbor kid. I was listening in from the window.
Okay, I think we only have 6 tickets.
I'm on my way.
No, it's not in my backyard.
I will, but that, oh my God, Keith, you're really bringing back a core memory of me just being on the phone, like a girl calling and being like, hey, what's up? And nothing much. I'm just bored. Like
Yeah.
that.
Whoa.
Really.
Landline phones, you're just talking.
Oh my God.
Talking.
I remember being on the phone specifically, and I was in probably 7th grade. And I was like, I remember thinking about this recently because I remember the girl was like, well, who do you have a crush on? Like, let's say at the same time. And I was like, yeah, 3, 2, 1, you. And she was like, you. And we were like, oh my God, that's crazy. Okay. And then nothing ever happened.
Right. Yeah.
I remember thinking about it recently. I was like, whatever happened with that? It was
Whatever
almost
happened?
like,
What was I thinking?
well, I was just like, what? Why did it was like nothing ever happened? What you know, it's just crazy, man. It's like missing homework. And then you're like, I forgot to do that assignment.
Oops. Whoops. Whoops. Yeah, I mean, I there were also like those times where you like think maybe you have a crush and then you find
Yeah.
out you don't.
Uh-huh.
You know, like you have a crush and it's like, then you like go hang out with them at the basketball game. You spend like the couple hours together. Like,
Strike that.
no, I don't think I like this. Then maybe, no, we're all good here. Actually,
Mhm.
Where limerence meets reality.
Limerance.
Limerance.
Yeah, good word.
At the at the high school basketball game. Limerance at the basketball game.
Oh, I like that.
That is a fanfic I would read.
Can we write? Wait, here's a good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe for a tripod, can I write some fan fiction? for
Yes.
you guys?
I'm afraid to read it, but yes.
Greenlit.
That is so funny.
Are we ever going to play more of that Dream Daddy?
Hey, easy.
Not Dream Daddy, but the other one. Yeah.
No, I think we can't play Dream Daddy because Keith is too horny for a
No,
dream.
well, not Dream Daddy. I want the other one.
I know, that's what I mean. We can't play Dream Daddy because
It's not horny enough.
Oh.
It's not horny enough.
Keith wants to
I
play
need
the
more
porn
coins.
game that
we
Rainie
gotta
brought
put
to
the
work.
card on it.
I
we
think
gotta put
we
the
have
card
to
in
put
the
the card
game.
on it.
Yeah, we gotta.
I
put the
actually am
card in.
excited by that.
A $10
We should do a
budget.
live stream.
$10
We could do a
is going
live stream
to
with it.
absolutely crush that game
Yeah.
for $10.
A live stream where you play it on a cell phone.
And if we do it, and then people send me money to pay
This
in
is
the
now
game.
like the 3rd or 4th time we've pitched this as either a podcast or a Second Try exclusive, and it hasn't happened yet. And honestly, at that point, shame on us.
Try Guys
Yeah.
Game Time live stream to draw subscribers
Try
to the new
Guys
channel.
Game Time, the porn game.
It is a porn game.
Porn game, episode 1. Keith, honestly, the Second Try show, Keith plays the porn game, is gonna crush.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
now I think we'll convert a lot of tripod listeners, but people who are on Second Try who don't know what that is, they're in for a treat.
Yeah.
Well, we'll hide it. You have to
Bury it.
really
You
dig
have to
around the
search
site
for
to
it.
find it.
Yeah.
It becomes a game of finding it. It's not even always there.
No.
We just unlist it.
Well, time's not real on Second Try.
It's only available to watch at night. It's
I like
off
that.
during the day.
It's a vampire.
That's really good. We have a smart plugin that allows us to know if the sun is set
Mhm.
in your location.
in your location.
You can't use a VPN. We'll catch you.
Don't
But-
use that.
Alaska, there's 30 days where you can go hog wild.
All right. Well, if you need advice, we obviously gave a lot of advice about crushes and about parties if you're in middle school.
As we do.
But if you need advice for something else,
Mm-hmm.
then we've got advice will go for miles.
It's advice that'll go for miles. Tune it to your radio station. It's advice that'll go for miles. Everyone get ready, Miles Nation. Miles Nation, go. It's advice that'll go for miles. Advice that'll go for miles.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, Van Halen!
it's time to open your mouth because I've got a treat for you
Oh.
that you're not expecting. You're going to have the whole thing, but guess what? You're going to gobble down these puppies before you even know it.
Hey, for you, I'll gobble down.
What's up? I ate a whole pack of sausages.
Oh, what kind?
Red Hots.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, yum.
They were spicy, and I ate them with mustard, Keith. And to be honest, I
Damn.
could have done it in one sitting, but I did it in dinner time, like a late dinner, and then breakfast.
Yeah.
So I separated it with sleep. I could have done it the whole thing. I've done it before.
Hot
But
leeks are so good.
They're so fucking good. Air fryer.
Really?
Air fryer.
Air fryer.
Air fryer.
I bet you're a real air fryer boy.
Air fryer.
I'm a skillet boy.
Air
Well,
fryer.
I
see,
like
here's
the
the thing.
flame and the iron.
I know you like the flame in the iron, but then I'm thinking about the smoke. My problem is I don't have a proper ventilation,
Here's the
and
problem.
I now have a hood. I didn't have a hood.
He didn't have a hood.
In my last
Now he
place.
has a hood.
Thanks, Zach is my interpreter.
I actually, when I have to do that kind of shit, I go outside. 'Cause
Yeah,
I have
'cause
an
it's too
outside
smoky.
burner,
It's too
and
smoky.
I was getting a nice brown on my steak the other day. I was just full on outside, so I can't do
set
that
my.
inside.
By the way, speaking of, I set my turkey on fire.
He did it.
Whoa.
It was pretty crazy.
It
yeah,
went
in the oven.
In the oven, I set that fucker on
How'd
fire.
you do that?
Because here was what I was working with.
The turkey.
I know.
Too much butter.
Can I be honest though? It's still turned out juicy.
Yeah, I bet it
I
did.
mutilated that fucker too. I
it
like
black?
was checking, and well, just one part of it was black, but it still was juicy and flavorful. And I got that review from a bunch of different people.
How'd you put the fire out? How'd how'd the
Here's
fire
how.
start?
Yeah, kind of. And then we had to, but then it was too strong a flame.
Yeah.
So what happened was
Whoa.
we're basting. I spatchcocked that fucker,
Damn
cut its
right.
spine out, farted it out. So
Gotta
what I was
spatchcock.
what I was up to is I was going for I would say the towel method, where you put a cloth over the
okay.
bird
Yeah.
and you baste the cloth so that the skin doesn't get too burnt before the inside is done. Now you can also do
Joke's on you because you did
Well,
it to not
exactly.
burn the
I
I
skin.
don't have to
That's
burn it in the
dramatic
And then
irony.
I'm basting, and the cloth in the back of the oven just got a little too close to the metal of the oven, so it dried out really quickly, and then it set on fire. And so the cloth is fully on fire. Smoke is coming out of the oven, and I open it up, and I have to take it out and then my friend Kelly puts a wet cloth
Oh,
over
there
it,
it is.
puts it
Yeah,
out,
Yeah,
and it worked. But it was an exciting
yeah.
Thanksgiving.
I've had something on fire in the oven before.
It's fun.
It's a rite of passage.
It's a rite of passage.
He's like, oh shit. Put it in the sink.
But by the way, the Red Hots were from Costco, and they were divine.
Delicious.
Oh, I love Costco.
I like Red Hots from barbecue places. They're so good. So fucking good.
Hey, can I just say a real quick thanks? We're nearing the end of the year. A lot of you sent us your Spotify Wrapped. Apple Podcast doesn't have one of those, but we have to assume that we were equally represented there. And it's a delight to see all of you weirdos who let us into your ears once a week. Thank you for making us one of your top shows. We appreciate it.
And speaking of Spotify Wrapped, here's Keith's Spotify Wrap.
Did you listen to the tripod? Did you have a lot of fun? Well, guess what, baby girl? Cause the fun has just begun. We're gonna come back next year with even more advice and even more stories from 8th grade. Don't you think that'd be nice? Tripod.
Whoa.
Yeah, fucking
Amazing.
ripped
Keith.
off the top.
That was a
of the
long-
dome.
that was a-